uh, term 3 and term 4 for Stocktake. As you know, SmartSuite Stocktake is probably one of the easiest and most forgiving Stocktake systems out of any library system. Okay, so this is part 2 where we're going to be dealing with reports. Part 1, what we did in part 1 was we showed you how to set up a Stocktake. So if you haven't reviewed that, you would need to look at that because it gives context to what we're talking about reports. So in part 1 we talked about setting up a Stocktake and then how to go and actually count the Stocktake. In part 2 we're going to deal with how do I report on the Stocktake. One of the things you always have to remember that in functional solutions, the Stocktake, so in SmartSuite library, the Stocktake never actually deletes any data. So like everything you do in SmartSuite, you can go ahead and play around, and if you're not sure, just give us a call or even just go into the menu, go down to mailbox. Okay, that's if you're not sure, go into mailbox, go into support tickets, go into create a ticket, and the ticket should be, can you please create a backup of my system? And in here, tell us, I'm going to be doing a Stocktake and I'd like a copy of our database frozen. I will tell you when I want that to be unfrozen. So just in case I need to undo any of the work that I do. So you can go in there, you can put that, and we'll freeze a copy. What that means is we just have a copy of the data as at the point that you requested it. Wait for us to send you back notification that the thing has been frozen. Your message might be, please notify me when you've frozen it so I can start. And then you can go ahead, you can do Stocktake, you can do global changes, you can do whatever you want. And if you need to undo it, we can undo it back to when you asked us to do the freeze. Okay. Now, the Stocktake doesn't actually change any data on the system, doesn't delete any records. If it does change anything, it's just going to do one little thing. Okay. And this is just to put your mind at ease. What does a functional solutions SmartSuite Stocktake do to the collection? So let's go in and have a look. So this is a book, and if you had done a Stocktake on these items, okay, what it would do, and you finish the Stocktake, you've closed the Stocktake off. I just want you to be absolutely certain you're not going to damage the system. All it does, it takes every individual barcode that was supposed to be involved in the Stocktake, and it will go across to the copy status, and all it does, it just changes it to a new status. Okay, now we're going to be talking about that in the third part of the Stocktake, I think. Okay, but it's not today. But basically what will happen, instead of it being available, it might be something like lost in 2018 or lost in 2020 or lost in fiction Stocktake 20. So whatever name you give it, that's all it does. And of course, we can undo it if it's wrong. Okay, so as far as SmartSuite Stocktake goes, if you want to run reports on the system, you've come to the right training session. You just go into the menu, go into the Stocktake, and Stocktake. Okay, now if you're like me and you've done a number of Stocktakes, they're all on the system. You don't even have to delete them. But if there was a Stocktake going back 4 years, you might want to go, oh no, delete that one, and just go yes, delete that. Total Stocktake, yep, actually go ahead and delete that one, and you can go yes. Okay, and a picture book by Michael, delete that one, you go yes. So you can delete them. All right, it doesn't delete any records. You're just deleting all the Stocktake data. Okay, now I'm going to do the fiction, and I'm going to select that one, and we're going to do reports from here. Now, if you set up the Stocktake and you started counting, this will be your default screen. Okay, now let me show you without actually going into the reports, because this is the report icon here. Okay, but whenever you go into a Stocktake, it gives you a synopsis of what's going on. Okay, so in this particular stock take, whatever name it was given, okay, this particular stock take says that the records you chose to stock take, there's 75 of them. That's what it's saying up there. We give it to you as a bar, as a pie chart. Okay, and it says you haven't counted any of them. Okay, so in other words, you probably haven't even started barcoding the items in this particular stock take. It says, however, the system has counted 4 of them. Okay, what do you mean by the system has counted 4? What it means is that when you chose to do this particular stock take, and let's pretend that this is a fiction stock take of all call numbers starting with A to C. That's it. You've just broken up into small amounts. So let's pretend that's what it is. It's the system count means that somebody somewhere in your school has got onto circulation and circulated an item out or in, and that particular item belongs in this stock take. Okay, so if you're looking at that stock take, you can exit out, okay, and you can go into stock take, and what will happen is it'll show you all the stock takes, and when you created the stock take, that's the name you gave the stock take. Fiction A to 4 books, whatever name you give it, it's free text, Michael stock take. Okay, so whatever name you've given it. So I'm going to stick with this particular one. When you click on it, it brings it up. Now, what have we got here? What we've got here is all the items in the stock take. Okay, all these 75 of them based on how you chose to filter them. And you can do this dynamically on the fly anytime during the stock take, after the stock take, whatever. As long as the stock take's there, you can come in here and go, okay, it looks like I can filter. And I want to filter not all of them. I want to filter the items to be counted. So when you click on that and you go refresh, and there they are. These are all the items to be counted. You go, okay. So how else can I filter? All the manually counted ones? Yeah, I want to have a look at these ones that I have counted. Click on that and go filter. You haven't counted any. Oh, but it's saying system counted. Let me check them. So you click here and you go system counted. What did the system count? And you go refresh, and there they are. Okay. And the beautiful part of this is, let's say you're looking at this data and you go, black cockatoo, this doesn't belong in my stock take. So you can click on the title of the book. It'll bring up the catalog record of the book. And you can go to the copy and you can see all the copy numbers. You can see all the barcodes, and you can fix this one. Okay, you can say, this item here, this item does not belong in the stock take because that's not a fiction item. That's a teacher's reference item. So what you can do is you can go ahead and you can fix that call number, and when you exit out, it'll go back into the stock take and and when you refresh that, it will update that list. So the beauty of the stock take or SmartSuite stock take, unlike all our competitors' products, you have to do a count, then you got to do a report, and then you have to work on that report and try and work on pages and pages of information. Whereas what we do is we go, no, this is the data, this is the items you counted. If it's wrong, then just click on the title, go to the catalog record, fix it. That's it. You fix things as you see it. You do not have to wait till the end, because in a SmartSuite stock take, there is no end. It always presents you the information as it is. So if you say, okay, the items counted, so what's in there? I want to have a look at to be counted items, and I'm going to sort them, and it's alphabetical, and I go, no, I want to sort them by location or by media type. Sort them by call number, and then refresh, and then I'll give you a sort by call number or by location. You go, this doesn't belong in here. So you click on that, it takes you to the catalog record, you change the call number so it no longer applies to this particular range that you think, and then you save the record and it will automatically remove it. if it doesn't belong in the criteria of the quick reading shelf, the learning support box with a copy status of available or in repair. You just fix it. And that's what's great about the Stocktake. Now, this is not about doing reports, because this is about just letting you see how you can fix your Stocktake issues as you go along, so you don't have to wait till every individual barcode's counted and then you look at it. This is a way of filtering, sorting, refreshing the list, and then going to page 1, page 2, page 3, page 16, page 600, whatever, and fixing things up as you fly. Now, let's say for argument's sake, you were doing a count. If you were doing a count, that's that barcode to the count, and you enter the barcode and it came up here and it came up red, it'll come up with a ding, and that will be a notification to you, not to be mistaken by the ding of the barcode reader, because barcode readers all make a quiet ding just to tell you, I'm a barcode reader, I've read that item. Totally different from the computer saying ding. Okay, so if you get the record up here and you go, why is this record here? I've just barcoded, but it doesn't belong. That's a non-fiction book and I'm doing the fiction Stocktake. You'll be able to click on the title and change the location from non-fiction, from fiction to non-fiction, and put in a trolley and go and file it somewhere else. So you can go ahead in the Stocktake system. You can fix the data over here as you see it and filter it any which way you like. Or if you were click that barcode and you were actually entering items there, and if they did not belong in the Stocktake because they were misfiled, it'll tell you, and then you can just go and change it there. But we are into reporting, and SmartSuite library has one of the most powerful report writers that will allow you to write reports any which way on any field of information. Okay, so before we do the Stocktake report, let me just show you the catalog reports. So if I go in here and I went into reports and reports, okay, and I went to catalog, I can do a report on catalog by location, by sublocation, by call number, and I can change anything. So if you haven't seen our reports module in our YouTube live Stocktake, have a look at that. That will enable you to do a report on any criteria of your entire database, even items that you're currently doing Stocktake from. But if you want, and now if I went to do a report on a location, but in actual fact I'm doing a Stocktake on a location called fiction, and only the barcode, only the call number range of A to C, then I need to filter all of that. But if I go to the Stocktake module and do the reports for fiction from A, and if I do the reports from here, it's already filtered the data for me, which makes it even easier to report. So I'm given, so in the other reports module, it says, you want to report on the catalog module. Okay, here are all the fields. Select how you want to select them, then select how you want to sort them, then select the information you want to, so you can do all of that there. But if you say, well, I'm really interested in this location and this location, which is quick read shelf and the learning support box, and I'm only interested in copy status of available and in repair, it's already done the filtration for you. Now you can say is, all right, now that I've got all of this, I want a listing of what needs to be Stocktaked. So copy status of everything, and how do I want to filter it? I want to filter to be counted. So I go, okay, to be counted. How do I want it? Alphabetical? No, I want it in call number sequence. I'll go call number sequence and refresh. And now that's going to give me all of that. Okay. And I can go ahead and I can go print. And what that will do is it will produce a report for you. There it is. Now, I'm an IT person, Okay, it's Stocktake, tells you who it is, tells you all the missing with the copy status of that. Now, this is the old-fashioned way of doing things, because you then take this paper report and you walk around your shelf and then you try and find it, and then you mark that piece of paper, putting a line through it or changing it or whatever. Then you gotta go back to the computer, and then you've got to sit at a computer in the catalog module. Then you've got to find, and then you've got to put in the barcode number or put in the title, bring the record up in cataloging, and then change it and do everything you want to do. Old-fashioned way of doing it. Why don't you just do a Stocktake on your iPad or your laptop or your PC on a trolley or whatever? The best way is iPad. You can even do it on a phone. And then once you filter them like this, you can just click on the title and go ahead and just do whatever you want to do. Hit the save button, exit out, and you're done. So you're not working with paper sheets, and you're not walking around with paper, and then you don't have to double handle and then go and manually key it all in. So the report module gives you the facility to be able to do all of that. Now I showed you how I printed it. Now you might want to export that out to your business manager and say, so not to be counted, but to be counted. So in other words, that's the missing items, because they have to be counted. They've not been counted yet. Okay, so you can refresh that. Okay, just go refresh. And now what you can do is you can say, these are the items to be counted, and I'm going to print that, or I'm going to put into Excel, and then I'm going to send it to my business manager as, so that's my Excel. So let's go save. So let's put it somewhere. So we'll go into C drive, we'll go into NC drive, we'll create a folder called Stocktake, S-T-A-K-E, stake. Okay, so in the stake folder, we're going to save that. I'll go save. Okay, and there it is. Now you can just email that to your business manager and say, business manager, okay, here is an Excel spreadsheet of everything that was missing in the Stocktake. Okay, I'm giving it to you for your own reference, because you're always asking me for information, and there it all is in there. Okay, you got your pricing in there, you got your acquisition dates, you got everything in there. So you can, I printed it off before in the printer. I now went Excel. You can do a CSV if you want to import it, but don't bother yourself. Fix the material as it goes. Okay, so you can do a list of all statuses. Okay, so you can see I'm doing available and in repair, and I can go, no, I want the status of in repair. I want it in repair, and I want everything counted, not counted, system counted, whatever. I want their statuses, and refresh. And it goes, oh, guess what? You've got nothing in repair. And you can say, okay, out of this grouping here, I don't want in repair. Can you tell me in that particular grouping, which is quick reads, learning, available in repair, can you tell me the on loans? Click on loans and then do a refresh, and there's nothing in on loan as well. So it's a nice way of filtering on any criteria this particular grouping. Okay, and filter it whatever way you like, order it all these different ways, hit the refresh button to get a current listing. So I just want the available, all the filters, refresh, and there they are. Okay, and as I said, you've got the ability to print, CSV, or Excel, anything that comes up here. Okay, and that is the simple way of writing reports. Okay, so if you want to output the data here, and if you want to change anything in here, okay, so you could just go ahead and change. So I go, no, I don't want the available, so I want never on loan, in repair, or whatever criteria you want, remember, choose system counted. Okay, and I want a call number sequence and go refresh, and there's all the items that the system has counted. I can print it, I can CSV it or Excel it. But as I said, don't do that, because this data is dynamic. It's constantly changing, because we say you don't need to shut your circulation desk down. So if they were all available, and let's go to be counted, refresh. So if these are all the items, and let's say you had thousands upon thousands of material here, you don't have to worry about that, because if the terrible truth about time got circulated, it'll come up as system counted. If this book was on loan and it came back into the library, it'll go system counted. Okay, so you don't have to worry about the data. It automatically takes care of itself. And that's all there is to Stocktake reports. In the next part of Stocktake, we're going to show you how to now update certain items to a copy status of, and you can, go ahead and flag that. But we're not going to deal with that today. Today, I just wanted to show you that you can do a report on anything on the system in Stocktake. I hope that's made sense to you, and I hope that challenges you and excites you to start a Stocktake. Thank you.